Today's show, as always, sponsored by LivasaIslandApparel.com for gear that represents the South Pacific Island languages and cultures accurately and responsibly. Put on for the culture. Catch the wave at LivasaIslandApparel.com. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Ballinesian podcast, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel, www.livasailandapparel.com. 4 days of aloha happening in Vancouver, Washington this month. Now that we're in July already, time is freaking flying. July 25th through the 28th at Esther Short Park in Vancouver, Washington. Make sure to get your tickets and come say hey. To the guys in the tent, Brother Uriah, Brother Va, going to be down there, for 4 days of Aloha. So definitely see us, see them. We're going to be there.
Come see Uriah, who should possibly be our first Polynesian president.
Yeah, that's another thing. We got to do who should be the real presidential nominee that unites the country.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to some of our thoughts on the presidential debate that happened last week and what a disaster that was. But first, NBA news. We're going to get into some of the free agency moves that have already happened, kind of comb through Woj's Twitter and social media feeds and announcements. And also wanted to talk about LeBron James Jr. Being selected to the Los Angeles Lakers with the 55th pick in last week's
I
draft.
respect him because he's really trying to make his own way on his own name.
Oh, I feel like he's trying to, and the situation, didn't really happen. Welcome in. Again, Livasa Island Apparel sponsored this. Make sure to check them out, www.livasailandapparel, or on Instagram at le_vasa. I am Lance Falatongo, and I am joined by Coach Forrest and also Mike Fiso. Welcome back. Let's start with Bronny. Forrest, what were your thoughts when he got drafted? Deserving, nepotism, dad shadow. What were your initial thoughts when he got drafted?
I was just thinking, man, this kid's so unknown. Who is this kid? James, never heard of him. Man. Honestly, there's a ton of guys who could have got picked at 55, other than Bronny. But at the same time, that's what happens when your dad is LeBron James. I mean, can't complain too much. A lot of guys are, he never get drafted because it wasn't for his dad. Well, I'm sorry, your dad is LeBron James and you didn't get drafted. Hey,
don't be mad.
Called network. It's called
networking.
It's called networking. Look, everybody knew it. It wasn't like, they literally had an article that said the worst kept secret of the NBA draft that he was getting picked at 55. He had his agent, who was his dad's best friend. He had his dad just calling teams, who I don't even know if they were really interested or if it was just, again, networking, LeBron being able to put out news like that, like other teams were interested, but he just doesn't have the offensive skill yet to be considered to be drafted in this past draft. So it's kind of tough watching because, like I said, there's a ton of guys who probably could have got drafted, and people are probably saying, well, it's cool they got signed to a undrafted contract, but that's the difference between like $8.7 million and like a $300,000 contract that like the league minimum $700,000 is literally being drafted. So again, you think about it, a kid who already has not his money, of course, his parents' money, family money, who has all the money in the world, and then he gets to get picked at 55 off of family name, and some guy like PJ Hall, who went undrafted from Clemson, solid guy. He's going is it Utah he's going to? I forgot where he signed him, but he's pretty good.
Kowski's going to Utah.
Yeah. He's also going to hell. But
That is a conspiracy, bro. That is a conspiracy.
no, no,
No,
no. Hey,
I
hey,
well, he's the one who
I
got
blame
taken
his,
advantage of.
yeah, I blame his girlfriend, man. And if you're a Mormon out there, I wholeheartedly do not apologize when I say this. You guys are a cult. Um,
Whoa!
Let him know. Let him know.
so that's
You think the only
uh
reason Bronny James got drafted is because LeBron told the Lakers to draft him to get him on the team?
definitely,
Yes.
definitely. They literally built that second round on at 55 on drafting Bron. Not to say that when he gets there, he can't develop the skills that he needs to be a solid NBA player. Defensively, I won't lie. He's probably going to help defensively. He's quick enough, athletic enough to guard some of these guards at the top. Um, like, had he gone somewhere else with another guard that plays defense at the top, it would have been a pretty good, like a defensive backcourt. Him coming off the bench, but he's also 6'2". Uh, he's a little smaller, like he's light, so he'll get bullied definitely. Uh, Getting a shot off. Mm. And then you see all the posts about people with better stats throughout the season. Like, what did he average? I think he averaged like maybe 2 points or
Yeah, like
something like that.
something
Like 4,
minuscule.
3, and 2?
Yeah,
And they weren't
that's
good either. Like they weren't.
right, right. He had games though. Like he had games where he was pretty good, but again, just not enough. You can't justify it by drafting him and then watching like a handful of other guys because the guys that got drafted behind him definitely were pretty good. And then you think about the handful of dudes who, and it's not like the NFL, man. Again, the positions on teams are slim. It's 15 to a roster, 12 active. Uh, so these guys who are getting signed, even if they're getting signed after the draft, it's not guaranteed they make the team. And if they do make the team, someone else doesn't make the team, and there's only so many spots. So I don't know. I honestly hope it works out for him because it seems like a pretty cool kid. But yeah, if you're asking me if he got drafted because of nepotism and because his dad's the biggest secret jackass in the world, yes, that's what I believe.
Thank you. I kept rewatching that video of him getting drafted, like a private room in New York, surrounded by family, kind of waiting, and then it comes to the Lakers pick, and everyone's like, "Oh well, here we go." And it seemed kind of like a foregone conclusion that he was going to get taken by the Lakers there. I saw his face, and people were saying, "Oh, he's getting emotional," like realizing the moment he finally is getting to go to the league, a dream that he's had. I read it as like he was like, damn, I couldn't get picked by any other team. Like no other team wanted me. And I have to go to the Lakers because my dad set that up. And I'm kind of bummed out. And I'll never know like if another team would have picked me up if not for my dad setting this whole thing up. Rich Paul, like LeBron still has to opt into his contract, I think, but like using that as leverage too. Like if you want me to come back, draft my son. Um, but I kind of felt bad for Bronny there. Like he's not going to know if he was good enough to make it, like outside of his dad's shadow. And that's the biggest thing that he said in all his interviews is like, I want to make my own name, even though he fucking gave me his name. Like I want to make like my own name,
Oh yeah.
so that people remember me for not just being
Oh,
someone's kid.
Junior James.
So, yeah, I felt bad for him, but interested to see what's going to happen. Mike,
yeah,
as a
man.
Lakers
Yeah.
fan, when you saw the alert that Bronny James was going 55th to the Lakers, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I had a feeling too, just like Forrest. They had been talking about it all like for like at least 2 weeks, and then
Yeah,
but then every other analyst is like, every other team said they wouldn't draft him. He's not ready, and so I feel like he got pressured to go to the league because we don't know how many years LeBron really has left. Like every year LeBron plays, we're like, dang, another one. And so I think that LeBron Sr. may have pressured him just to go because he has the power, he has the pull. I think he'll be taking a pay cut this year just so that they can fit a roster around them that hopefully can compete. And I think that they're going to be aiming to get a championship so that he could be the first father-son to win a championship.
Wow.
That's I just feel like LeBron thinks in terms of legacy because he's trying to like be greater than Michael Jordan. And I mean, this puts it on that gives him a notch, I think. Like Michael Jordan, he never got his sons drafted to the NBA, no matter how good he was. But I
What are you
also think
talking
that
about? Ant plays in Minnesota.
that's true. And Jimmy Butler's in Miami. But he didn't have anything to do with that. They brought themselves to the league. They were league ready.
He left
like,
them as children
man.
to instill that ferociousness.
Yeah, you're gonna be like LeBron.
He gave Ant the secret sauce from
From conception.
From
the
Space
movie,
Jam.
Space Jam, man. Nah, yeah, man. You know what? I get what you guys are saying, and Lance. I know you feel bad for him, but you can't feel bad for a kid
I
who has.
I don't feel bad.
You know what I mean? And him, like, if he's wondering whether he's good enough or not, what the hell you want? You just got drafted. There's kids who, guys like Bronny Fields, Shea Cotton, who never wasn't able to get the opportunity to do it. This kid isn't even 10% as good as those guys, and he got drafted. He should just be grateful to where he's at. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying, like, I have no remorse for what and I don't think his dad, like, everybody's like, oh, his dad's gonna be harder than him. I don't even think that's why his dad got him drafted. I think his dad, like Mike said, is trying to leave some kind of legacy because he can't beat Michael Jordan's legacy as a player. So I mean, he's gonna have to do other things, like, you know what I mean, like switch teams and not win championships. Get my son to come play with me, even though he's already played with his stepfather and his real dad in the league. And talking about the Delonte West and the Charles Oakley.
Oh, surely.
So now he gets to play with his son. So trifecta for him.
I actually
and his half brother,
interpreted.
Greg Oden.
Oh my goodness. But I interpreted that a little differently. Like I saw his face as well, and I feel like he wanted to give emotion, but because he is like he's more socially available, like because he streams on Twitch and stuff, so that he knows that if he does make like an overreaction of any kind, it's going on the internet. So like I feel like he'd rather have like an underreaction and not like. I mean, that was you couldn't really get like memes out of that. I didn't really feel like it was a meme moment.
Yeah.
But like if he was freaking out and shit, like Russell Wilson's wife when he got drafted, like then you'd be like, okay, what's going on? And I also think it's burnt. They had one guy who got drafted like 30th or like late in the first round, and he was in the stands. Did you guys see that? Like
he didn't know he was going to be drafted. He took his family and was like, "Hey, check this out. We're just going to go. I just want to be in attendance and see what it's like to be in attendance." Just so happened, it's another story like what is her name from Iowa that plays for the Aces now?
Kate Martin.
When she got drafted, Kate Martin, she showed up. She was there. I think that's a little bit more genuine. The story, not that kid, what he was saying was true, but media was trying to spin it like that. Like him and his family just went. They just wanted to know, what the experience was like. And Kate Martin went because she was supporting Caitlin Clark, and they just so happened to get drafted. I'm pretty sure somebody leaked to the kid, like, look, we're going to take you like at 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could happen, bro. It could happen.
Right. And I'm not mad at him. I mean, shit, you could have drafted me the last pick in both the NFL and in the NBA, and I'd be in the stands too. Like, I'm the last dude.
Hell yeah,
like,
coming up.
Like, fuck you, I did it. That's pretty dope story. That man, his whole family, they were dressed like they were first round picks, honestly.
Yeah, they were fresh. But I was like, damn, they're all fresh, just sitting in the bleachers. Like, what the heck?
At the very top, too. They're like at the very top. That's too funny.
But yeah. And Rob Dillingham.
Yes.
Hey.
Shout out to him.
I was excited. I thought it would have been nice out there in San Antonio, get to learn from like
Get to
Coach
play
Pop.
next to Wemby.
I mean, I don't know how that would have worked because he's super ball dominant at this point in his career, like right now. So going to Minnesota and kind of maybe sitting behind Conley might do him a little better because right now I think they're gonna have him come off the bench as like kind of like Vinny Johnson. Wow, showing my age. Some kids right now are like, who the fuck is Vinny Johnson? Uh, for all you little shits that don't know who Vinny Johnson is, he played for Detroit. He came off the bench. Literally, his nickname was the microwave. Anyway,
Heat him up.
uh, I think they'll have him in that capacity, like Jordan Clarkson, just fill up the bucket because he can score. Well, even at like 6'1", 6'2", he can get a shot off over anybody.
He's only 6'2"?
Yeah, he
Yeah, he's
looks
Oh,
6'1", but they have him
yeah,
listed on Google at 6'3".
Oh,
So
yeah,
damn.
he might. Yeah, I mean, in shoes, honestly,
he looks smaller than Bronny, in my opinion. But I've never seen them
he
stand
might
next to
be.
each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, his skills are definitely suited for the league. He can score in bunches. And he can score at every level of the game, and he can play solid defense. Not great right now, but again, like I said, he gets to go over play with Ant. And I think right now they're gonna have him come off the bench and eventually be the guy to succeed Mike Conley, which is perfect for Minnesota because they still get younger and they get a great guy coming off the bench right now.
Rob Dillingham, Samoan at the University of Kentucky, got picked 8th overall by the Spurs and then traded on draft night to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they said it was for a 2031 first round pick.
Yeah, an 8th grader,
Yeah.
they said.
Damn.
Well, who's I forgot they had like specific people, but there is this big white boy in the eighth grade,
Yeah, he's like 6'10" or something.
like 6'10" with size. You know what I mean? And he can move. I won't lie, he can move. Again, he's playing against kids his age
An
and a little
8th
bit older.
grader?
Yeah,
Oh, snap.
There's
yeah,
a kid. He's about to be a freshman in college. He's like 7'6".
What?
yep, yep.
Yeah, he's going to Florida.
I'm always
Crap.
worried about
He was at
excessively
IMG.
tall.
He can move a little bit. He's still like
Yeah,
heavy footed, but he's not like he doesn't look like George Mirasan. Remember George Mirasan from the Wizards or the Bullets? He was like 7'6". Like he could barely move. Like,
yeah. It's just
but yeah,
Attack on
this guy
Titan
can
shit.
move. Exactly. Exactly. But also, with that pick that San Antonio got, they could be drafting Deuce. You know what I mean? Little
Deuce,
Deuce, man.
Deuce Tatum. Freaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they'll
Uh,
trade it. That's what will probably happen.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's by then, yeah.
They said the Spurs trading for a 2031 first round pick is because that's when Minnesota might lose Ant like a year or two before that. And then Wemby will be like ready for a championship window, and then they'll get like a lottery pick in that year. So
Man, are they not
for
confident?
Dillingham.
Winning one before that?
I guess
Yeah.
not. Like I think they said it was like your championship window usually starts like around year 5 if you're like a superstar, and it just takes time to develop into that, that role. But yeah, the draft being, a bunch of new guys coming in. I didn't expect free agency to be so close to the draft, so I was surprised when all these NBA moves started getting announced. People going different places. Chris Paul signing with the Spurs to team up with Wemby. Paul George going to the Sixers. Like, are there any moves, free agency moves or NBA moves that have happened in the last few days that you guys think are the most important or have stood out to you?
Probably Klay
Uh,
Thompson going to the
yeah.
Mavs.
Oh,
They going to the
shoot.
Mavs is big. As long as he didn't go to the Lakers, I'm still Klay Thompson.
I would have took Klay Thompson for sure. It's
No, yeah,
3 years, 50 million. And he
yeah.
turned down a 2-year, 48 million last year deal from the Warriors to extend.
So the thing is, they said that the Warriors had plans for him to start coming off the bench, and he felt disrespected about it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Uh, I think is he the Italian kid that they have over there, or I don't know where he's
Oh yeah,
from.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't
Yeah,
know his name, but I know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah. He's got like the fluffy hair. Uh, they were gonna have him start and have Clay come off the bench. And so, look, I get it, man, because Clay was that guy at one point in the league, you know, and that's hard to go
Yeah.
back to. And he still has fuel in the tank, but he doesn't have a full tank of gas right now.
Yeah.
So I I get it, man, but at some point you're gonna have to realize that you you're better off the bench, you know.
Better for the
Uh,
team.
I
right.
mean, what kind of situation is he going to? Like the
That's
Mavs?
so that
He's coming
right.
off the bench. You can't like, are you gonna guard
Well,
their small forward? Because you're gonna have Kyrie and Luca out there.
they might because Dallas didn't re-sign what is their small forward they had this year that jumps out the building?
Oh, Derek
Uh
Jones signed with the
yeah,
Clippers.
he
Airplane.
signed with the Clippers, so he's gone. I mean, they do have Josh Green who could end up just falling into that spot, but honestly, I'd probably start Clay over Green at this point
Is
right
there
now.
is there any way to move Luca down to like small forward with him being the biggest of those three bodies?
No, he needs the ball every possession.
Yeah.
But not only
That-
that, if you decide to have him just play the point on offense, there's no way he's covering the three on the other team because he can barely cover the one.
he can't cover anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what he needs to work
Huh.
on this offseason. I guess you could
Yeah.
do Derek Lively and Gafford at the same time. They usually come in for each other, but if you have Clay and then you have those two bigs, I feel like Gafford he can guard a three if he gets like switched out on. So
Yeah.
maybe, but I feel like he's just going into another bench role, and I think it's
Yeah.
burnt that the Warriors decided that Draymond was more important than Klay Thompson. I
Yeah.
get
I
it.
mean,
I
you know
get
why?
it. You need a
Because
screen to get Steph open.
Dre don't complain, man. If you move Dre to the bench, he probably be like, "Cool, I'll do my podcast from the bench as long as you're paying me and I get to
Yeah.
play this." But also, they're also in the running for marketing. So if they can pick up Laurie marketing, that just might move Dre to the bench anyway, and you plug and play marketing at the three or the four. So I mean, there's still a lot of movement going on. But I think the Warriors did right into like he didn't want to come off the bench. All right, go get your money, go start somewhere. We love you, but as far as the Warriors, we're still trying to win, and if we can keep Steph without you, definitely. So I think the
Yeah.
Warriors they're happy. I think they took that.
Definitely did not expect Draymond to be still there when
Oh,
Clay.
I didn't expect Draymond to be in the league still.
Yeah, after punching dude and everybody saw it, like
Yeah, it seemed like it was like crashing to a crazy end of his career, and then he's like, "Nope, still here, still here on the bench,
Like,
still hanging out."
haha, over here, haha.
and
Uh,
we see you later.
Right.
all right, I've got Adrian Wojnarowski's Twitter account here. It's got all the latest signings and information from this free agency period. I'm gonna read off some of the deals that he reported, and you guys just quickly tell me if it's a good signing for that team, if it's a really bad signing for that team, and if you want to put in any other information, feel free to do so.
Yes, sir.
All right. ESPN sources: restricted free agent forward Obi Toppin intends to sign a 4-year, $60 million contract with the Indiana Pacers. Good, bad?
4 years, 60 million.
Yep.
That's fine by me.
Yeah.
That's a good
60
deal,
mil.
I think.
Yeah, because he does a lot of stuff for them, but he doesn't do a lot of stuff for them.
He's
You know
like a
what I mean?
hype guy. He raises their energy level for like 5 possessions, and then they're like, "All right."
But I
Come
think
sit
he's
down.
one of those guys that like later into his career, like probably another year or two, then he's gonna be like super solid. Like he's gonna average like 12 boards and like 10 points. That's real quiet. So
He was in like the dunk contest a couple years ago. Yeah, you guys
yeah,
remember that?
well he
Yeah.
jumps out the building. That's
He
for
can get
sure.
up, right? I feel
He
like
be
Yeah.
dunking.
I get the Larry Nance vibes.
Yeah, because he's like 6'9", jumps out the building.
Yeah.
If he had a jumper, he'd be a lot more valuable.
Nice. All right. ESPN sources: restricted free agent guard Max Christie intends to sign a 4-year, $32 million deal to stay with the Los Angeles Lakers. Deal includes a player option.
Oh
Eh,
yeah, for me, it's a good deal. Any money that's taken away from
yeah, I
signing
was gonna
this
say
great deal. I love it.
he did get a lot of burn last year, so he knows the system. I'm pretty sure every signing that they're doing now is LeBron. So if
Yeah.
LeBron rocks with him, then I rock. They were like,
Uh,
they're probably like, we'll give you the house, we'll give you the keys to the house.
right.
And on your next contract, if you take a fat discount, we'll give you points on the package.
I mean,
Ooh,
Nice.
hey,
Okay.
shout out to his family though, because his younger brother got drafted. So both Christie brothers in the league now. Uh, blessed. Good for them.
Let's see. Cantavius Caldwell Pope leaving the Denver Nuggets and headed to the Orlando Magic on a 3-year, $66 million deal. KCP, 3 years, $66 million in Orlando.
For him,
that's a
perfect.
great deal for him. Great deal for him.
That's a lot. Yeah,
He
22
got
million a
he
year.
got his 2 rings. He got 2 with them, didn't he?
Yep.
I think
No, he
so,
got one with them, one with Lakers.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
so he's got 2 rings. Now he can go chill in Orlando at
He
the
could be
strip
their vet.
clubs. Right. He's gonna take all the younger kids to the strip clubs.
Yeah. How low?
Enjoy his money. And you know what I like about him? He don't ever complain, man. Like
Yeah.
people throw deals at him, and he's like, you know what? That's a good deal. I'll sign with you. So good for him, man.
Bruh's come a long way from playing in the ankle monitor. That's all I gotta say. Shout out
Hey, man.
KCP.
Love that. Love that for him. KCP is us.
It's us. Free agent guard Chris Paul agreed to a 1-year, $11 million plus deal with the San Antonio Spurs.
I would have liked it better if they stuck with Rob Dillingham there, and he could have
Yeah.
got to teach him.
Yeah,
That would have
watch
been
them
cool.
grow together. That'd be
Right,
awesome.
right. But I think
What
that's
if they
too much money at this point for Chris Paul. I would have given him like, hey man,
6?
here's $3 million, bro. Come hang out for a
CP3
year.
million?
Hell yeah, man.
Oh.
What did he do last year? What did he do last
Yeah, on the Warriors. That was weird. That was
year? Exactly.
Yeah, he's just like a wandering soldier now, and
He's he's like the older Bronny. Now you're just taking up space on the bench for no reason.
Oh.
Wemby's probably too nice because he's all French. So they're gonna bring in Chris Paul and teach him how to be mean to the refs.
Yeah,
That's a fucking foul.
God damn it, Scott! Scott,
That
I cannot
happens.
believe you would do this to me.
I'm looking forward to Draymond punching Chris Paul in the mouth this year.
Ooh.
Uh,
Lots of lobs. Possible lob city, the south,
Yo, for
Yeah.
sure.
lob city
for sure.
south or east, I guess.
South
Knob
Lob,
City.
Slub
He's at
City.
Knob City. Knob City.
23 hours ago, free agent center Jonas Valanciunas has agreed to a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Wizards.
Bro, he's still
I
in the
wanted
NBA.
him to go to the Lakers.
Valanciunas,
So did LeBron. So did
I
LeBron.
did.
So
I
yes,
did.
love that signing. Love it.
He probably doesn't care about basketball like that. He don't care about championships. He's just trying to get paid.
Like that. He don't want to play with LeBron. He don't have to be told what to do.
Yeah, for real. He's all.
Then he can get yelled at. Man, move your big white ass over there to the corner, fool.
Free agent center Mason Plumlee has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Phoenix Suns.
Is he the better brother?
I think so.
I was like,
You
what
were
was the
still
other
hearing
one?
about him?
I was like, what's the
He's
other
the
one's
blonde
name?
brother, huh?
Mason
He's the blonde
Plumlee
brother?
and what's the other one?
Oh.
See, he must be the better one.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
Mason. I just
Yeah,
saw
if he-
like a reel of him doing like spin moves and hezzies and
Oh,
jam
oh.
gods.
Okay, yeah.
He switched how he shot too to his left hand.
Oh,
He's,
what?
he's the more athletic brother, definitely.
Gotta be. 1-year deal with the Suns. Not
I
really
mean,
remarkable.
are they competing in Phoenix? I don't know what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Right. Are they gonna end up trading
Durant or
damn.
Beal?
No, the other dude. That's
Booker?
their star.
Devin
Booker.
Booker?
Oh,
To
fuck.
LA?
Yeah. They don't want to see that conference game.
Oh man.
All right. Free agent forward Najee Marshall has agreed to a 3-year, $27 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Do you guys
I
know who
never
that
heard
is?
of that guy.
I was about to say.
I was about to say. I was like, I mean,
Who?
these guys will know. I don't know who the fuck
I mean, he's
this
making
is.
$9 million a year, so he must be
Bro,
decent.
if he played on Portland's team last year, I believe it because I have never heard of some of those names that started
Dude,
for
they
Portland.
had like 50 people on their team last year. I feel like every year it's like some random dude comes up from the G League. You're like, what the heck?
Crazy.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that guy either. All right, good for him. $9 million a year. All right, 18 hours ago, ESPN sources: free agent guard Kelly Oubre Jr. has agreed to a 2-year, $16.3 million deal to stay with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, he's making less than the other guy.
Yeah.
So
definitely. he had to sign that contract so they could sign the liar. I just seen like 4 different clips of Paul George saying that he loved where he was, he never leave, and he's gonna stay.
I want to be a Pacer for life, y'all. I want to be a Clipper for life, y'all.
They traded the house for that man, and he just said, "Sorry about it.
I think
we can't win."
I'm not sure if it was the official Clipper account that like tweeted a picture of him and Kawhi, and it was like end of an era.
Oh, they're like, what did that man do for that? That man didn't do nothing for
these two did nothing for y'all.
Oh man.
I was worried when they made those trades. I was very worried. But then I was like, they're getting old. It's not gonna work. Speaking of Paul George.
I would have loved for him to sign with the Lakers. That would have been a good sign. Yeah.
For 4
for
years,
that money.
$212 million. Breaking news.
LeBron is playing for free.
Yeah. LeBron and Bronny are playing for free. Breaking free agent forward Paul George has agreed to a 4-year, $212 million maximum contract for the Philadelphia Sixers, sources tell ESPN. George committed in a meeting with Sixers officials and returns east to join Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey in pursuit of an NBA title. 4 years, $212 million for 2024 PG.
Bro, they're paying like 3 people over $40 million a year. Like, I don't think it's worth it. They're still not better than the Celtics as right now. Like,
what is it? Atlanta's quarterback? What's his name?
Kirk Cousins.
He is the Kirk Cousins of the NBA.
Oh, getting paid.
He is, bro. That's like
he ain't got no championships. He ain't got no MVP.
It's like 2 Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep. Yeah, man. I expect him to be injured going into the season. So
no.
definitely.
Wait, the actual Kirk Cousins of the NBA is Tobias Harris, who signed a fat deal. He's made over $300 million in the NBA.
But he plays
Tobias Harris.
I love Tobias Harris, man.
Yeah. It's probably because people like him that he gets.
Yeah, he's a good teammate.
Yeah.
He's a glue guy. Got it.
Yeah.
But that $300 million is a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
Since 2011.
I mean, that's like all of Jason Tatum's next contract.
That is actually.
I think Jason Tatum's actually made more. 5 years, 312.
I'd have been worried if that's what Tobias Harris got on one contract. But over his career, I live with it.
All right, $212 million for 4 more years. Is Paul George even going to play 4 more years? We'll see.
He's going to podcast. He's good at that.
Oh yeah,
his podcast is lit.
The next Woj bomb was also about the 76ers. ESPN sources: Philadelphia 76ers all-star guard Tyrese Maxey has agreed in principle on a 5-year, $204 million maximum contract extension. Was this a no-brainer?
It's a no-brain. That's what I think. I'm like, is he even like
he's
top
good.
5 point guard in the league? That's top 5 point guard money, I feel like.
Yeah, right. I don't know if he deserved all that money.
Who
He
are the
definitely should have
comparable
got it.
players to Tyrese Maxey?
Rob Whittingham? Not joke.
Like Jalen Brunson?
I'd say like Isaiah
Nah, man.
Quickly. It's
Damn.
like fast point guards like that. He's just hella fast. That's his thing. He's just
I think I compare him to De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah,
Speed.
yeah.
That's who I think of when you say speed, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Free agent center Jalen Smith has agreed on a 3-year, $27 million contract with the Chicago Bulls.
Oh yeah, Jalen Smith's about to be our new center, dog. He's fired. I have
nice.
no idea.
If he believes
I
in him,
was like,
I was gonna say if Forrest believes in
that's a
him,
Bulls
then
fan. He's like, oh yeah, he's gonna be an all-star.
he must
Yeah,
be
I
better
can
than
flip this.
Kelly Oubre.
I can flip this. You know why I'm excited? Because we re-signed Patrick Williams. So if we can re-sign Patrick Williams and sign Jalen Smith, good signing. Good signing.
And you guys got Josh Giddey. Ooh.
Josh Giddey's cool. Just don't bring your little girls to the stadium.
For
Please.
real, just stay away from little
Don't
girls.
have them outside the stadium either.
Right. Yeah.
Chicago clubs better check the IDs of these
Yeah.
chicks.
But right now, Chicago's trying to dump Levine, and I'm sad because they're also
I
trying to
know,
What?
very sad.
they're trying to dump
Nobody wants him at
the
all.
Ball brother. the
Oh,
good
Lonzo.
Ball brother. Yeah, they're trying to jump both contracts.
Oh.
So,
Do you have any the latest info on Lonzo? Is he still out for like a whole year?
No, he's good.
Or? Oh,
he's good.
nice.
Yeah,
Man,
he's back fully. Well, he's probably not fully healthy, but he's back to running fives. He's back to training regularly, and he fully expects to be playing at 100%
to start the season. Nice. Yeah.
So
I'm glad
that's
he was
another
out.
reason they're trying to probably get rid of the contract right now because they know he's healthy, and just to like off of the potential, like
Yeah.
honestly, if I was a team looking for a point guard, just off of the potential that Lonzo Ball could be your point guard, what he can do when he's healthy, I would definitely try to be making a deal with Chicago right now. And if you could package that somehow with Levine,
Yeah.
then that
I'd take Lonzo and Levine back on the Lakers. I mean, probably not for what their contracts are right now, but I just feel like having some kind of like fast or competent
I
point
definitely
guards.
think you guys Levine. You guys can have Levine. He's one of my favorite players, like young guys to watch. But you guys can have him. We'll keep Lonzo. I mean, yeah, we already got rid of. We already let Caruso go in the trade. Which I get it. They got it for a younger dude who gives them point guard potential. They don't really have a point guard on the team. So
Giddey's a guard?
He's a point.
He's a
forward.
hybrid.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because he's like 6'7", something like that. But is a very good point guard. He's a very good point guard coming up Australia. So if you can put him and like Kobe White on the court together in the backcourt, that's a pretty good backcourt because Kobe White can score in bunches. He's really good shooting. So they got a good little core going on. If they can get a big man for Levine, then I think they're on their way potentially. Plus they got the draft pick Matthias, who's got a lot of hype behind it at 6'9" with handles and hops. So yeah, as a Bulls fan, I'm excited.
All right. Another tweet from Wojnarowski. ESPN sources: free agent center Isaiah Hardenstein has agreed on a 3-year, $87 million deal with Oklahoma City.
That's a perfect sign.
That's good.
That's almost $30 million a year.
They get a big body, which they were missing next to
Chet.
Yeah, next to Chet, and they can move Jalen Williams probably to the 3 because he was literally playing 4 and 5 the whole season at 6'5". He did a really good job, but when it came down to it, late into the playoffs, they needed a solid body in the middle to help Chet, and so they went small most of the time. So now they can go big. And Hartenstein, you saw him in the playoffs. Like he gives you really good buckets under the rim, plays really good defense as a rim protector. So now they got two dudes who you got to think twice about when you go to the hoop now in Oklahoma. And they got the guard who guards everybody, Caruso. So yeah, the West might have a new number one team in the league right now, coming out of the West. So
The
yeah,
West is stacking up, man. It's
yeah,
it's crazy.
that's a great sign.
Yes, I think it's also a great signing. He's really good at rebounding, so he
Is
let Chet do more freelance on
Yeah.
defense, help side.
Is
So
it
he's like Steven Adams.
Hartenstein or Steen?
What do you drink? You drink Stein Lager,
Stein.
or do you drink
Stein.
Stein
Steve
Lager?
Lager. All right. Good point. Good point.
Hey man, I just have to say this before we go away from that signing. I'm sorry to you both as Laker fans. Okay, carry on.
Oh, because we could have got him. We should have got him.
No,
Should have
because you
got
guys have
everybody.
nobody right now. You guys have nobody right now.
We got LeBron and Bronny. What you talking about?
we got Max Christie.
We got LeBron
Hey,
squared.
as soon as they make father son All Star game, uh, at All Star weekend, you guys are it, man. You guys,
Talking to the in-season tournament champions.
Yeah,
Lakers.
the inaugural. All right. Woj free agent Tobias Harris lands with the Detroit Pistons, 2 years, $52 million.
you know what?
Good
Because
for him.
Good for him.
yeah, and because Detroit sucks, so good
Yeah,
for
really
them.
bad. Maybe he can like help right the ship a little bit, because
Yeah,
he's been on winning teams. Like
definitely. Yeah,
so. Good
I
for him.
mean, or you could just double as J. Cole's brother twin. So either one, they're winning.
Boston Celtics guard Derek White has agreed on a 4-year, $125 million contract extension.
Yep.
Deal includes a player option.
I mean, he
Wow.
did help them win the championship.
True.
Yeah, you gotta keep the
True.
core together. He was huge.
Right. Yeah, no championship without Derek White.
Nice.
Lost a tooth for the squad.
Lost some hair for the squad.
He said he went Jordan mode, dog.
hey.
He said I gotta be like this guy.
Earlier today, free agent forward Nick Batum, 2 years, $9.6 million to sign with the Clippers.
Oh my
Waste of
gosh.
money.
He's still playing.
This guy. This guy. He's still in the league.
Right. Tell him go play Euroball. Where everybody, all the
Come
Euro
back.
guys, go play Euroball.
I think he's trying to get all the money he can because didn't they break his leg in New York?
Jesus.
The
Is that what
police.
happened? Hey,
Oh,
look.
what?
Oh, was it Batum or no? It was the German dude, Cephalosha.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
Cepho.
Yeah.
They're like the same person to me.
We got back Kevin Porter into America. You guys can take Nick Batum back to Europe. So
Yeah.
fair trade.
KPJ.
Klay Thompson, 3 years, $50 million with the Dallas Mavericks. We talked about this a little bit before, but good or bad deal for Dallas?
I love it.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, it gives Dallas another shooter. I don't know whether he's going to defend or not. Look, he might revive that part of his career. But it definitely gives them another shooter, which they were missing. Plus, if it looks like they might be losing some like core guys off the bench, guys who didn't perform for them this year. So I think Klay can cover a lot of that.
It's gonna be weird. Seeing Klay in a different jersey. I thought he was gonna retire a dub and be part of that kind of golden era for the Warriors. But yeah, no,
He's better than Tim Hardaway Jr., who they just traded to Detroit, I think, for Quentin Grimes, and Quentin Grimes is not bad.
Nice. And then finally, Gary Harris
Re-signing with Orlando.
Yeah, Gary Harris, 2 years, $14 million to stay with the Orlando Magic.
That sounds about. I always hoped that he would have gone back to Denver because I felt like he was a lot better on Denver. Like the chemistry wise with the players there, he fit into their system. Like until he got hurt, he was actually better than Murray.
Yes,
So
facts.
yeah, he was Mr. Buckets out there in Denver. Then he got hurt, and then they were like, well, Murray he came along in the
Oh,
in
damn.
the yeah, when they won the championship.
Do you guys think Jamal Murray is clutch?
No.
I think he has to do like at least 10 more clutch things, and then we'll call him clutch.
I feel like he's he heats up.
He's clutch against the Lakers.
Yeah, in the playoffs or something like that.
You know what? You're right, man.
When he's like low pressure for him, he's like, oh, I just got to hit a couple threes, but everyone's focused on Jokic, and then he just gets hot.
Speaking of the Nuggets, I heard that Jokic wants to play with Russell Westbrook. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, hey, and it looks like the Clippers are trying to shop him. So, I mean, that'd be crazy.
Russell Westbrook plays for the Clippers? Damn.
Yeah, and James Harden.
But I mean,
Harden resigned. He resigned.
Do you think that would be good for Russell and for the Nuggets?
I think it would, coming off the bench. They got a couple of young dudes there that play guard, and bro, he still goes hard. You know
he does.
I mean? Like he's
saying he's like more happy to be at Kendrick Lamar's The Pop Out on stage instead of playing basketball.
He's from LA. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
He's from LA, so I mean,
I'm trying to figure out how that would work. I mean, I know he's older, right? So does he still have that freaking Tasmanian devil cut the lane and all of a sudden he's flying above everybody else, yamming it down? Is that Russell Westbrook still have that?
Yeah, he was still doing it this season.
But he's not. He wasn't he's like the fourth option on that team.
Yeah.
When he's in the game, so it's like he's really just go fast, get into the lane, draw defenders, and then kick to somebody else. Michael Porter Jr.
I guess with Jokic's vision and passing, to have someone that draws the defense's eye away like that and really makes them move around, that could be super helpful for his passes and opening it up for him. So
or just catch oops all day from Jokic. Just
that's the big guy throwing it to the small dunker. That's a nice little twist on it. But I feel like they could also have a good little odd couple pairing that does work out, even though it's untraditional.
He plays good defense.
He could go over there and put an arm around MPJ since all his brothers are criminals.
Oh my god!
I mean,
wait, all his brothers? What happened? There was the one that got excommunicated for gambling.
Bro, I think the
other two went to jail. I think.
Oh
yeah,
damn.
I think one of them went to jail for murder.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr., Jonte Jr.
Wait, you know who their coach was in high school?
Brandon Roy. 1 year, only 1 year.
That was their coach, bro. They were good.
1 year. Yeah, they were. That Nathan Hale.
Yeah, Nathan Hale. They took that.
Yeah, that was cool. That was Brandon Roy's first head coaching job in high school. And
I thought him and Mike Bibby looked like they played football, standing on the sideline together.
Brandon Roy is solid.
Yeah. Him and Mike Bibby, they look like they used to fight UFC or something.
Didn't Mike Bibby get super buff?
Super buff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They look like they fight UFC.
Before we get to shout outs, last week was the first and maybe only presidential debate of this year versus former President Donald Trump versus the incumbent Joe Biden. Holy shit! I watched that live, right? Because I had to. And just seeing Biden walk out From the jump, it was like my nerves were on edge because I was like, this guy looks frail. He looks like he's about to get blown over by a strong wind, just kind of walking up there. And then Donald Trump comes in, trying to look strong, trying to debate the way he does with made up facts and stuff. But did either of you get to watch it or have watched it since and have heard about it? And what are your thoughts on the first presidential election debate?
I'll go first because I would be quick. One, fuck that. No, I didn't watch that shit. Two, I can go to any hardware store in America and watch two old white grumpy men argue anyway for free. And yeah, I have very good sources that say it was the camera and lighting that made the president look frail.
Oh, what? They used the pale lighting for him.
It was what network was it? They were like, look at the lighting, look at the camera angles. It's only that those are the only reasons he looks weak, old, and frail. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
It was past his bedtime. That's what I was worried about going into this. I was like, oh man, we are super nighttime. I think who was it? Jon Stewart said that they should give both these guys performance enhancing drugs, as many as their bodies can handle. And I'm all for it because I like Forrest said, I was thinking the same thing. Like if I want to watch two old people argue, I can go like anywhere pretty much. But when those guys are arguing, the future of our nation isn't on the line. So I'm like, what is happening? What in the world? I was telling you guys earlier, the Obama and Mitt Romney debate.
Yeah.
Very cordial. Mm-hmm. It was Obama's anniversary, and Mitt Romney's like, I'm sorry you have to spend your anniversary with me. Like that's hilarious.
Like that, yeah.
Like that's cool.
And after congratulating him on his anniversary, like being like nice about it.
Yeah.
But also those two guys aren't trying to send each other's family members to jail.
True.
That fool Donto, you want to send me to jail? Okay.
What's like Game of Thrones?
What's your son's name?
What's your son's name? All right.
Yo, he's like, he calls me a felon. Your son is a felon. Your son is a felon. Very bad. Very bad.
Like, damn.
They started talking about golf. I'm like, really, guys? Like, this has gotten so out of what it should be.
Yes. Yeah. The question they asked them there was like, what would you do? Childcare is so expensive here that people are like quitting their jobs to stay home and take care of the kids. Like, what would you do to address those childcare concerns? And it's like, just before we get to that, I want to address something totally different about the migrants. And this guy is letting everybody in. Biden, what about you? He's like, well, I'm not letting everybody in. He talks about his golf. I was also good at golf. What the hell are we doing? Answer the questions and tell us what's going to happen.
The debate moderators did a terrible job of keeping them on topic. Like they should have pressed them and been like, that's not what I asked.
Mm-hmm.
You lose. Like they should have a point system, honestly. Like they just be saying,
yeah.
Oh my God. Definitely somebody in the background was just like, bro, this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to let them show their ass out here and just like, well, America, we're fucked.
The people are going to go crazy.
I told you, America, we're fucked. So, like, man. Now, I mean, hopefully the rest of these Americans that are always like, well, at least you don't live in other countries. No. We're just as bad or maybe worse in some of these countries we think are horrible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because we have the resources to deal with shit, but we don't. Like,
right. No, we give it to other countries, obviously. So, I mean, it's too funny. Man, and if we're at this point, we should be looking for other candidates to be running for for president, and I know we're going to do Polynesian candidates. If we have Polynesian candidates, I nominate this guy. He's not really Polynesian, but he's got the makings of it, man. You know, because he's always talking about family. So Vin Diesel should be our next president because he's gonna.
No, not Vin Diesel, Dom Toretto.
Okay, my bad. He's gonna have to go in as Dom Toretto. You're right.
Yeah,
He changed his whole life. He's really gonna have to just be Dom Toretto for his life and bring the country together and make us family again. That's what he's gonna have
please.
to do. Yeah,
I
and
like
he
that.
gets to. Yeah, he can bring Hobbs
Michelle
with him.
Rodriguez. Oh, Hobbs. Sorry,
Hey, look, hey, Letty lives an alternative life now. So,
Letty.
yeah. Um,
Is Gal Gadot in there too? There's like a French woman.
she died, but don't bring.
Spoiler alert.
She died in the movie, but if you want to bring her back to life, that's fine.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, if
Are
we were
there
going
any
to follow
other
the
Islanders or people you would like rather have as a presidential candidate to unite the realm?
all joking aside, you nominated somebody, and I also said Justice Apolu, but I think Troy would be a great presidential candidate.
You know, the reluctant leader, the definitely like
Right.
even
Very
keel.
very soft spoken, but you know if he hits you, you're dead.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Talk. What is it? Talk soft but carry a big stick.
Yeah,
Like
talk softly, big hair. Perfect. Love the guy. You know what I mean?
President
Get
Polamalu. I like it.
has a ring to it.
I like it. Mike, do you have any suggestions for who instead should be running this country or a presidential candidate?
Uh I mean, I want to say The Rock because that's honest. Like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the realm, it could happen, right? If Donald Trump can
Yeah.
become president,
Yeah.
then this guy can become president. I mean, I don't want that to happen, but I mean, shoot, we need representation in that cabinet. I'm saying, like, the way we dominate American culture, Moana 2.
Yeah, we need
Hey.
to be in that circle.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Maybe like an OG. Maybe Jack Thompson, the throwing Samoan. He's pretty cool,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he'd be from like Washington.
Washington State, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a president from around these parts.
Yeah, for real, huh?
They don't grow here.
Yeah. Let us know who you think should be take over as the lead candidate after seeing this freaking last debate. Biden needed to come through. What is he, 81 right now? This fool needed to come through and like assure everybody that he was physically capable of doing it. And I mean, he looked better at the Waffle House that night and then later in front of people with a teleprompter, but no notes, no teleprompter, being barraged with, Trump's talking and his information that may not have been factual. He looked like he was just like overwhelmed and like confused. Every time they cut to him, this fool's mouth was open and he was like, what? I'm like, bro, just freaking.
I never said that racist thing that I said.
Super predator. Like 4 more years. I'm not sure if you're going to make it 4 more months to the election. Like, there was huge talk and panic after that debate where Democrats were talking about replacing him. It's too late. It's
Right.
like it's too late, and anybody you do choose is gonna invite infighting in the Democrat Party. So
Definitely.
we're rolling with this freaking old guy who needs a teleprompter.
Doesn't help the like, oh, he's just a puppet allegations that people on the right say. So you're like, what are we doing? Why don't we put our best foot forward?
Yeah.
Like,
these are our best 2 feet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need
America,
some new shoes.
We're fucked.
We're going to get through this, guys. It's gonna be okay. We're fighting for the soul of our nation.
Pun intended.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts also on the debate and if it's gonna like really be a freaking Trump blowout. Oh god. All right, shout outs for this episode. Forrest, any shout outs this week?
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to first off, shout out to Elisa Pidi for winning the they have a cup game that they have or tournament in the
Hey,
WNBA.
Commissioner's Cup.
Commissioner's Cup, and Minnesota won it. So shout out to her and her teammates for winning that. Great. She gets another Polynesian out there in Minnesota with her, in Rob Dillingham. So if you guys are in the Minnesota, if you guys are in the state of Minnesota and anywhere near where they're playing, please go out and show support. I know Elisa has great support from both her Alaskan Native American culture, or her people, her community, as well as the Samoan community or Polynesian community in general in Minnesota. Show the same love for Rob Dillingham while you're out there. Shout out to Kahoku graduate who played at TCU first in Mississippi State, Toru Smith, who signed with Detroit this past week. He's 6'10" center, really good.
He should have been a Laker at 55.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say anything because it's just going to make me mad. But definitely should have been drafted somewhere along the lines of 50 to 56. But yeah, shout out to him, man. I've been trying to message to him. I've been trying to recruit him to come out and play for the American Samoa basketball team for the next any games, in fact. And I know it's tough, especially for professional players in basketball to like cut their season, go play for their national teams. Because if it's not the Olympics, which aligns with the off season for the NBA, you know, it's tough. And the South Pacific Games don't align with that. Anyway, shout out to those two guys. Great to see that stuff, man. And great to see Elisa Petey out there just thriving. Oh, and shout out to Greg Louganis and Juju Smith, who were both in American Samoa this past week. Juju's was there with Jesse Sapu for a little camp, and I think they're also there to just do logistics for a much bigger camp that they're going to run. Greg Louganis, who is a world-renowned diver, Olympic gold medalist. Just that's great to see him go back. He is part Samoan, part Polynesian. Went back home to just check out the roots. I don't think he's ever really been back to Samoa. So that's great to see people like that go back home, and hopefully we can start like a diving club out there. I know they're trying to start a rowing club, not just for tossing races, but like an actual like 2-man rowing, like they do in college out here, single man rowing. And my last shout out is to all the Pautasis that are racing this July 4th. All the boys from the I, rowing for Edie Edie, the Tausawa, my family out there who will be rowing for Manuleta Tausala. And if I didn't name your boat, fuck your boat. But that's my shout outs. Amen.
Thank you, Coach.
You say amen after that.
Hey, I wouldn't be
amen
if I did it.
Thank you. Mike, any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out Otai Kingdom. They have this July 4th sale, so we'll be definitely tapping in at Otai Kingdom. If you know how to spell it, you do. If you don't, sorry. Also, shout out to my homegirl Gretchen and my homeboy Tito. They're getting married in a couple weeks. They all went to San Diego for a bachelorette, so I've just been home alone. And,
with Tito, of course.
Yep, got the dog. And then, shout out to my cousin. She just announced that she's pregnant, and it's gonna be like the first grandkid for my aunt and uncle. So they're very thrilled.
More life.
Yeah, and shout out to all the graduates. You guys have already said that, but
that's
all the graduates for 2024. Y'all did it.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to those Fiso twins. Man.
Yup.
Big things coming. Nice. Shout out to our sponsor, Livasa Island Apparel, www.livasaislandapparel.com. 4 days of aloha. They're driving up from Modesto, California to Vancouver, Washington. So if you're in the PNW, definitely check them out July 25th through the 28th. there at Esther Short Park. I think you can check out the festival itself at 4daysofaloha.com. Yeah, shout out to you guys for being on, breaking down all the NBA moves that have happened, the presidential debate debacle, and LeBron James freaking getting his son into the league. What a great dad. What a good example of a terrific father.
Look, Laker fans, don't fret, Laker fans. I already told you the plan. They're gonna rock with who they rock now. They're gonna get people to support JJ Redick, who's on the team now.
Oh yeah, JJ Redick.
They're gonna sign one dude that's gonna excite you guys. They're gonna get him to buy on. They're not gonna be the great team you want them to be this season, but next season when there's more free agents, they'll be able to lobby for Coach JJ Redick, and you guys again will have a championship contending team in 2 years. So
I like you guys will have a championship. We can stop there. That sounds. I like it.
You guys will be able to sniff a championship.
I'm tired of this play-in freaking plateau that we're at. Yeah.
Last thing, the worst thing is when you ask Laker fans about LeBron, not even the Bronny stuff, just about LeBron and contract extension or him opting out. Is a lot of people are like, man, honestly, when they dropped Bronny, we were sad because they already want to move on from the LeBron era in LA. And I think that's a sentiment that all Laker fans hold, and I think that's a sentiment that a lot of NBA fans hold, like actual NBA fans. I think everybody's ready for it there. Not because LeBron isn't great, just because he's not great anymore. So,
can you imagine if LeBron opts out and goes to a different team?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, joins the Celtics.
Golden State. No,
my heart. My heart. What about the Bulls? Would you take LeBron on the Bulls?
Fuck no.
No, for $60 million a year, you wouldn't do that?
No, man. No.
LeBron doesn't need money, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
bro, if he said, all right, I'll sign with the Bulls for $5 million, 2 years, $5 million, I'm with it, man.
2 years, $5 million.
You don't need the money.
The NBA would sue you. All the other owners would sue the Bulls.
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, you can't do that, dude. You can't do that.
LeBron's making $17,000 a game. What the fuck?
Man, you know what? You know where he really pissed people off besides Boston? If he signed with Golden State. That would be hilarious.
I saw rumors about that it was possible.
Or what about Kevin Durant? Where's he going? Maybe he goes back to Golden State.
Nah,
he's just chilling down there in Phoenix. Like, what the hell did I do?
He said, "Man, you know what? Got his championship rings. He's cool."
Nice. Yeah, appreciate you guys for being on, and everybody for listening. We'll be back more sports next week. Definitely follow the podcast Ballinesian at Ballinesian on any of the social medias. And yeah, thanks for tapping in. See you guys next time. Stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light. Peace.